Hey guys, it's Chloe, and today I'm here with a brand new video. Today I'm here with my October TBR and my Bookopoly roll for October, and also my Read-O-Rama TBR. My camera battery is dying, so we're gonna try and get through this really quick. So I've actually given myself a real TBR for October with books that I want to read, like I'm actively thinking about. So we're gonna try this and we're gonna see how it works. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the two books that I'm reading for Read-O-Rama, because that is happening between the 2nd and the 4th. By the time you guys are seeing this, Read-O-Rama is happening. It's happening right now. This is what I'm reading this weekend. The first is Curiouser and Curiouser by Melanie Karsak. This is going for the challenge of, I believe it's RAMA in the title and or author name, as well as a book with autumnal colors on it. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and that's all I know about it. It's also steampunk. That's all I know. And the other book I'm going to be reading is All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. This is going for the challenge of an intersectional main character or author, and George M. Johnson is non-binary and black. And it's also going for a book by an author that is black, indigenous, or person of color. One of these is also going for the last challenge that I didn't mention. I seriously am completely blanking on what it is right now. Oh, it's a backlist book. That's this one. This one came out, I believe, more than 3 years ago. So with these two books, I'm going to be completing all the challenges. So those are my plans for Read-O-Rama. Now I have a thick TBR to share with you guys. The first book we're going to talk about is the Booktube Chicks book club pick for the month of October. And the book we're going to be reading is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm not really looking forward to reading this book. And we're just gonna see how it goes. Apparently it's gonna have those spooky vibes. I don't really get it. I have not read the synopsis. I've never been interested in reading this book, but we're doing it. Our live show information, including the date and time, are gonna be linked in the description below. Also, before I go any farther, on October 17th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Kathleen from For the Love of Books' channel, we are gonna be doing Pages and Pals. I haven't talked about this in a video at all. Pages and Pals is hosted by the Booktube Chicks, which is myself, Kathleen, and Desiree from Libri-Labra, and it's a live read-in. And we have guests. We do it once a month, and this is going to be our third Pages and Pals live show coming up. They're hosted on Kathleen's channel. I'll link that in the description below. Make sure to join us October 17th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So next we are going to do my Bookopoly pick, so let's go ahead and see what I roll. Honestly, I'm very surprised that I landed on Unwrap a Book again, 2 months in a row. I started this year off with 5 wrapped books, I think, 4 or 5. Now I have 2 left, and after I unwrap this, I'll have 1. I know what one book is, but I'm pretty sure I picked the one that I don't know, and I'm hoping that I did, because I don't know what it is. So, let's do this. I seriously cannot remember. Oh, never mind, I figured out what it is really fast. Honestly, did not know that this was wrapped at all. This is Hero by Alethea Contis. It is a fairy tale retelling. I think this one is Cinderella. I haven't read the first one in a long time, but she does these fairy tale retellings, and all the characters are sisters, and I think there's a lot of sisters. There's like 7. But this series has actually been discontinued. There's 3 books out, and then there hasn't been any more. It's a companion, so I don't think I need to know anything about the first one or remember anything about the first one, but maybe I'll find a refresher somewhere on the internet. Alright, so because it's October, in October I like to read what to me is considered like cozy fall books, and to me it's gonna sound weird because I never read this, but it's fantasy. So think like, I enjoy books with monarchies or anything by Sarah J. Maas, really. That's what I vibe with in autumn. So that's kind of what I'm gonna be reading, hopefully. This first book isn't really one of those. It's controversial, but that's why I kind of want to talk about it. So the book I'd like to read is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, and the whole reason that I'm going to be picking this up sooner than I anticipated, I would like to do a video where I critically read Midnight Sun. I just reread Twilight back in like April or May, and because I hadn't really like in-depth read it since I was in like middle school, things really popped out to me that are concerning. Obviously things that people have talked about on the internet. So now I'm going to talk about them on the internet. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a critically reading Midnight Sun vlog, and in that vlog I'll also talk about Twilight because I didn't do a video for that. And then I'd like to do a critically reading the rest of the series, like rereading the rest of the series. I know that Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany did a series like this, and I haven't watched it. I'd like to watch it and kind of compare what she sees versus what I see. I also know that Snark Squad is reading Midnight Sun as well. I don't know if their podcast has already gone up about that, but I will look, and if I find it, I'll link it in the description below. I was a big Twilight fan back in middle school, so it's going to be really interesting to read this now as a 23-year-old and see my thoughts on this, especially from Edward's perspective, because I heard that Edward is really fucking creepy. So we'll see. And the next book I for sure want to read in October is a book that I have not been able to stop thinking of since I read the first one, and that's Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I feel like people find that surprising. I just read Six of Crows, and I read it, if you didn't see the video, I read it for a secret TBR where I read 3 high fantasy books. I'll link that in the description below if you want to check it out. But I loved, spoiler alert, loved Six of Crows. I gave it 4 stars, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about Crooked Kingdom, so I'm gonna read it. And I'm just really excited to pick this up. I don't really have any words about it. I'm just really excited. How many times can I say excited? I'm excited. So this final book is not set in stone. It's mostly just because I have the audiobook, and if I have time I'll get to it. And it's a biggie. Some people may be shocked, but it's Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I read Heir of Fire a couple of months ago. A couple months before that, I reread Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. Maybe that was the end of 2019. I don't know. It was a better time than the present. I've had the audiobook for Queen of Shadows for a while now, and it's finally time to, we're just gonna get down, we're gonna read it. We're just gonna do it. I feel motivated because I just read House of Earth and Blood and surprisingly enjoyed that as well. So I'm motivated in the Sarah J. Maas department. So yeah, we're just gonna, if we have time, we'll just go and we're gonna get to it, and we're just gonna, it's time to finish the Throne of Glass series. This has been like a really, really long time coming. So that's my incredibly ambitious and incredibly long October TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Down below in the comments, let me know what you guys are gonna be reading in October. If you've read any of these books, what are your thoughts? I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for not stinking hot weather. The humidity was very low today here in Florida, and I just loved it. So I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for spooky season. I'm ready for cozy books, and I'm just ready to get the fuck out of 2020. So that's all I have for this video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. If you'd like to support my channel and or have an influence on what I post, then consider joining my Patreon. It's also linked in the description below. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold.